Hi, welcome back. In the last video, we saw why the tripod is so crucial in situations where it's better to save all the light from shutter speed and not rely on ISO and thereby prevent noise in your shots. So we saw that we could save all the light from shutter speed, but that meant that our camera needed to be stable at slower shutter speed so we could use the tripod. Now another situation where it's essential to use the tripod is anytime you're taking a shot in which you want to generate an effect which involves the usage of a slower shutter speed. For example, in this shot, I'm just using a slow shutter speed to generate the light painting effect that we had seen earlier on in the shutter speed section, where we even did an exercise for light painting. So I have a figure of Iron Man and Batman here, and I just want to use light painting to create this small ball of fire near Iron Man's hand to just give an effect like he's throwing this ball of fire towards Batman. So what I've done is I've just switched on the torch on my phone, and when my camera starts shooting, I've used a slow shutter speed of 2 seconds, and then I've just got that source of light on my phone near the hand, and then I just moved it away within those 2 seconds. So here the shutter speed is 2 seconds, and that makes the usage of tripod compulsory for this shot because this cannot be shot handheld. We'll also be seeing once I show you this exercise and how to do it. At the end of it, I'll also be showing what will happen if you try to do this exercise handheld. So let's get into this exercise to understand this better.
Okay, so this is the setup for our shot that we just saw. So of course, my camera is on a tripod, and soon you'll see why that is very, very important for this particular shot, because we'll be using a slow shutter speed to generate the light painting effect. Now, as seen before, I'm trying to generate a light around Iron Man's hand so that it feels like he's throwing a fireball towards Batman. So all I have to do when the shot starts and before it finishes, what I should do is I should just get my phone with the torch on, get it near the hand and just pull out. So that will approximately take around 2 seconds. So let's say I'm going to use a shutter speed of 2 seconds here. And then if I see the light meter right now, it's pointing towards the positive side, so I can get an overexposed shot right now. So I need to cut down some light coming in the camera. My ISO is already at 100. So what we can do is we can just increase our f-stop number. And let's say if you go to f14 here, you can see that the meter comes in the center, and this will render the background in focus, so it will not be a blurred background, but that's fine because it's not too important in this shot anyway. We're looking for a different effect. So then once this is set up, all I have to do is just get my focus point on Iron Man here. Now I'm all set to take the shot. Now, whenever you take shots at such slow shutter speeds, you cannot take this shot handheld. That's exactly where a tripod will help you, because it will help me stabilize the shot. Otherwise, the whole shot can come blurry. And I'll soon be showing you a handheld shot of this very setup at 2 seconds, and you'll be able to understand why we cannot shoot this shot handheld. So that's why the camera is on the tripod. And another thing that you should know as a bonus tip is that when you're shooting shots at such slow shutter speeds like 2 seconds or even more, you should not press the shutter button even though your camera is mounted on a tripod. I mean, you can, but the results won't be absolutely perfect. If you want to get a perfect result at such slow shutter speeds, you should not touch your camera. And how we can fire the camera is through a remote shutter release that you can buy for your particular camera. So here I'm using the Nikon's camera remote, which you can see here. And how you can activate this remote is by going to your release mode menu. So even on the Canon camera, you just need to go to the section where you activated your burst mode from, which we saw in the high shutter speed video. So here, if I just select this remote option, now my camera can be fired off with a camera remote like this, right? So that just absolutely cancels out any possible shake that can result from you touching the camera, right? So we're all set to take the shot. Now I need to switch on the torch on my phone, and once I start this shot, I'll have 2 seconds to just get this light near the hand and complete the shot. So I press the button on the remote, and now the shot starts. I'm just going to quickly place the light around the hand, and let's see if we got our shot. So you can see that we've been able to generate this ball of fire near the hand. Now, you can see that even though we were using 2 seconds, everything in this shot is very, very sharp. So if we zoom in to the figures of Batman and Iron Man, you'll see that the shot looks really, really sharp. But if I was shooting handheld at 2 seconds, let's see what the result would have been.
So if I was not using a tripod and if I was actually hand holding the camera and doing this exercise, what you'll find is that the shot that I take, it comes out to be very blurry. So you can see the figures, both the figures are very, very blurry, and this shot would not make any sense at all. That's why the tripod is so crucial here. So anytime you're taking shots that require you to generate an effect which is created by a slow shutter speed, you simply have to use a tripod. There's no other way around it. You cannot take these shots handheld. So most of these shots we've seen before in the slower shutter speed section, and all of them being taken by using a tripod. So as we've seen in this whole section, the tripod is very, very important for two things. One, to get noise-free shots in situations where we can save all the light from shutter speed. And secondly, it's very, very important in taking shots which require some effect that is being generated by a slower shutter speed. Also, of course, it's used for some other things also, just to stabilize your camera in case you're using a heavier lens. But those are still very basic uses of tripods, and those are much more easier to understand. But these are the two elements which actually make the tripod very, very crucial. So I hope this section helped you a lot. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.